We want the villain captured, Constable, you hear me? You find him and clap him behind bars, or you'll be taking off that uniform. And we won't be paying your rail fare back to Toronto either. Ah! 2 barns in 2 nights it is. With all that hay.
Yes, I know, Mr. Jones.
Oh, come on then, quick, down here.
I'm coming.
Look at all this smoke and this hay. What are you doing to find the incendiaries is what I'd like to know.
It's a question of finding someone with a motive.
Well, find him then, man. God bless my soul. What do they teach you in that Toronto police, eh?
Well, I'm sure that if you look
Paying good money for a constable, we are. Oh, and all this hay of Mr. Hughes. Up in smoke it's going. First one of the 2 barns I rented him, and now this one of his own. Mr. Hewson will soon be in the poorhouse. The whole village will be up in flames. Find the fire raiser.
Does Mr. Hewson have any enemies? People who wish him ill, perhaps?
You'd hardly be calling that a neighborly discussion, would you?
Well, just look at it, man. The line goes straight. It's as clear as the nose on your face, from here to here.
On your map, Hewson. Well, who's to say who drew it up for you? Your son there?
It's official, Trot, as long as I've lived here, and my father before that.
Slipped the surveyor a few bills, no doubt.
Are you accusing my father?
When I buys this place, old man Gulliver, he gives me this.
Old man Gulliver was a fool. Ask anybody around here.
If you'll be moving out of my way, I'll be moving the fence back to its rightful place.
You do, and I'll push it right back again.
Aye. Like yesterday and the day before when me back was turned.
Patrick, the gun.
Joe.
Stinking up the place with them pigs.
A pig in your eye, Hewson. Bird hay is what I smell.
I suppose you wouldn't know nothing about that.
Are you accusing me?
Mr. Hewson! Mr. Trot, please!
I say, a man who walks in pig's muck lives that way, too.
I'm warning you, Hewson. Get your hands off!
Ah! Assaulting a police officer. I saw it, Constable. I'm a witness.
All right. I want you both to get away from that fence and back to your houses. And that's an order. Official!
Days, Constable, that's all I'm giving you. You don't be finding the incendiaries by then. It's losing your position, you'll be.
But these things take time, Mr. Jones.
As Reeve of Fenroy, it is my responsibility to see the public money is not spent foolishly. I wish I was under no obligation to feed you.
I'm doing my best.
I don't care what you do. I want that criminal behind bars where he can't be doing no more harm. Padwin, there's work to be done. 3 days.
Dodge, what can I do for you?
Inspector, I need your help.
Speak up, lad. I can't hear you.
Your help.
My what?
Help! Help!
What? Dodge. Are you there? Can you hear me, lad?
Dodge! Dodge! Oh, where's he gone to? Ah, Mrs. Lutz, this confounded contraption's broken down again.
Welcome to my house, sir. Come in, will you? Whiskey in the parlor, girl. from Toronto, you say?
Yes, sir. Do not forget the Veers. Whitby, Port Hope, Newcastle, Kingston, Nappity. A trail of glowworms in the dark, marking my solitary progress. And now, Fenroy, smaller than some perhaps, but no less charming, no less deserving of my services.
And what would they be?
Jeremiah Johnson, sir. Traveling purveyor of ointments, unctions, medicines, elixirs, remedies for all ills, cures for all the aches and pains of civilized man.
Well now.
Oh, thank you, my good lady. Would you perhaps have some imported scotch in the establishment?
The best house whiskey.
Oh, I don't doubt it, sir. Don't doubt it at all, but it's a little strong for a head like mine. I have to keep my wits about me.
God bless, sir.
What? Oh, God bless to you, my good friend.
No, that's my name.
Oh.
God bless Jones, it is.
Oh, it has a fine Presbyterian ring to it.
Baptist it is, sir.
Oh.
This is my daughter, Bloodwin Jones.
Oh, thank you, my gentle lady.
There'll be many buyers round here, I'm thinking. It's a long time since we had the last salesman through.
Then I shall remain here until everyone has had an opportunity to purchase my wares down to the smallest babe in arms.
Burdock's Hair Restorer.
Guaranteed to grow a strong thatch of hair on any head.
Used by royalty, it says. Now, who would that be?
Oh, sir, do not tempt me to breach my sacred responsibility, the confidentiality of my client.
The Prince of Wales, perhaps. It's a very small bottle to grow hair with. Do you think it'll do the trick?
Oh, well, you mix it with something.
What?
A drop or two in a glass of whiskey. Yes, that would be the very thing.
Then you drink it.
No, you rub it into your scalp, sir. Massage 3 times vigorously every day. As a gift from me. Oh, take it, please.
It's a gift now, is it? Oh, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Very kind of you, very kind indeed.
A small return for the warmth of your hospitality. And now, could you show me to my bedroom, perhaps?
Oh, of course, Bloodwin.
My goods will be safe here.
Safe? Nothing safe around here.
Oh?
2 barns in flames, 2 nights running, one of them my own. And all that hay of Mr. Hewson's up in smoke it's going.
But you have a constable, surely?
Ruining the day I hired him, I am.
He's doing his best, Dad.
Ready to see him at his worst.
Well, he's only new here. And what's he supposed to be doing about people like the Hewsons and Trotts?
Hewsons and Trotts?
He's out in his area, Bay, if we don't stop his diddling around. Does nothing but ask questions, write down the answers.
Did you hear any suspicious noises in the night, Mr. Hewson?
You think the blackguard was marching around banging a drum or something?
I'm just trying to get all the facts straight, sir.
Facts? What I want to know is how you're planning to protect the rest of my barns and the other one that God blesses.
Patrol. I'll guard them.
And who watches this one when you're over at 10 acres? You think it was easy getting together all this hay? I had to go over to Ripon County and buy up every field in sight. Outbid all the other dealers in cold, hard cash. I have a great deal of money invested in it, and an ironclad contract. But I don't get a penny back until it gets to New England, you understand? Well, arrest the scoundrel. What are you waiting for? Clap him in jail.
Mr. Hewson, I don't have any evidence against Mr. Trott.
Evidence? The man's a proven thief. First he tries to steal my land, now he's firing my hay. Any fool can see that.
And his son will be wanting revenge too, I'll wager.
Revenge? For what?
Got him trying to pass the time of day with my sister a while back. Gave him a whooping for it, right in the street.
Did he make any threats?
Threats? With 2 black eyes and a mouthful of blood?
Oh. I'm sorry, Mr. Hewson, but I've got to have proof.
Proof? Then you better find it, man, before he puts a torch to the rest. We don't pay our constables to sit around on their arses. And from what I hear, that's all you've been doing. The sooner we get rid of him, the sooner we'll get some action.
Hewson's got insurance right enough. Don't know why he bothered. Spit in the bucket, that's all.
Underinsured, you mean?
You tell me then. $50 they'll get for each barn load he's lost. But he gets that hay to Boston in November. It's 1,000 a load he'll be getting.
For hay?
Oh, very bad summer they've had, like the flood it was. A very pleasant tingling sensation it is now. Would that be a good sign now?
Tingling couldn't be better. It's the blood, you see. Getting going, nurturing the soil, as you might say.
Like pins and needles it is.
Oh, my good friend, can I interest you in any of my remedies? For canker mouth, dizziness, tired blood? Perhaps I should have mentioned dyspepsia.
Oh, he wasn't taking any notice of Reuben. It's just his manner.
Ah, he works for you.
God bless, no. Rags and bones, that's his business. And empty bottles.
Empty bottle?
He wants us out of here, that's why. Well, you can just go back and tell him we ain't budging.
He moved the fence 2 days ago, and the first fire was that same night.
Hell, he's been shifting my fences ever since I took over the place. I've been putting them back, but that don't mean to say that I've been the one firing his hay. Or Joe there.
Oh, they say your son had some trouble with the Houston girl.
Ah, he jumped me when I weren't looking.
Say that Joe's been a-mooning over that Houston girl. Heard?
Just being sociable, that's all.
Get out of the way. They think that they's too good for the likes of us, they do. Mr. High and Mighty Houston. Who? Do you think that he's not the one that set the fire himself? Don't you?
But why would he do that, Mr. Trot?
That's the way his mind works, that's why. So he can put the blame on us. Drive us out of here.
But he'd be burning up his own money. All that hay's going to the United States.
He don't care none about that. Why, with both of us behind the bars, he'd be free to go ahead and move those fences and nobody stop him. So he burns a couple of barns to do it.
But the first wasn't his, it was Mr. Jones's.
That old shack, well, that could have been blown down with a puff of wind. Now God bless gets insurance not to buy a new one. Think he minds?
Mr. Trot, where were you when the fire broke out last evening?
Same place I always is most nights, at the inn. Ask God bless, he'll tell you.
And Joe?
I was right here. I had this sick pig, see, I had to sit with her.
You have no witnesses, no proof? Was Mr. Trot here last night?
Raymond Trot? Yes, comes here most nights he does.
All evening?
Well, he's a widow, is he? Glad of the company. Your food's inside.
Here you are, Constable. It's roast beef and pickles.
Oh, thank you.
I'll clean them for you.
Oh, no, it's quite all right.
Oh, it's no trouble, really.
Sir?
Jeremiah Johnson at your service, sir. Won't you join me?
Oh, it's you. But why the beard, Inspector?
I'm not here officially. If I were, I would have to report on how you were handling the case so far. Sit down.
Good day, Miss Houston.
Good day, Mr. Trot.
I really don't know how to thank you, Inspector, for coming up here. I know you have important matters to attend to.
Like helping a novice, eh?
I really didn't want to bother you.
That's no bother. It's a pleasure. Truly, laddie, I wouldn't have come if I hadn't wished to.
It's just that I don't know where to start, Inspector.
At the beginning, laddie, step by step.
But I only have 2 more days, and I can't prove anything
Don't
yet.
let them panic you.
Mr. Houston's accusing the Trots.
And are you?
I don't know. They certainly got motive enough, both of them, but I can't prove anything yet.
Oh, you have to be satisfied, Dodge. You're the law here, remember that, lad. The law punishes, but it also protects.
But if I don't have the criminal within 2 days, they're going to fire me, get a new constable.
That's not good enough reason to throw a man who may be innocent in jail now, is it?
No. Inspector, if you'd just come round with me...
No, lad.
But you could meet the Trots, listen to them. Perhaps you'd pick up something that I missed.
You must stand on your own 2 feet, laddie. I might make suggestions as what you might do, but you're the one that has to do it, not me. Ah, the charming Miss Jones.
I've got your pudding for you, Constable.
Bless you.
You've gone and caught a cold.
Oh, it's just a sniffle.
Well, you ought to be taking better care of
Could I
yourself.
have some butter, please?
You didn't even have a proper breakfast.
I wasn't hungry.
Thin blood, that's what no porridge gives you.
Butter?
And then the damp gets right in your chest.
It's just a sniffle, really.
I've got some nice calf's foot broth. You just sit there and I'll go heat it up for you.
Some butter.
And I'll get you a muffler and a woolly shawl.
Constable, you better get down to the pond. It's those 2 boys. They're at it again.
Butter?
Constable Dodge, your boats, your boats! I don't know! Put it down!
I warned you, Trot. I tried making either. I catch you making either again, I'll break both your legs for you.
Please come home now.
Just you wait, Houston. My time's coming. I'm warning you.
Stop this! I'll lock you both up!
Yes, you look up your Get her. This is the last time you'll be messing with me.
Cheer up, laddie.
It seemed like such a good idea when I applied for the job.
So it was, so it was. Now let's see, what have you come up with? The Trots, father and son, both with a possible motive, right? And you're thinking what I am thinking. If you could catch them at it red-handed, the case would be solved.
Well, yes,
We'll
but-
set a night watch in the Hewson place, eh?
All night? By myself?
Exactly, a fine idea. Couldn't have thought of anything better myself. And if the Trots come out for the 3rd time, you'll be there to spot them. Ah, the angel of mercy.
Drink this up, Constable. It'll dry up your cold in no time at all.
Oh, what is it?
It's rose hips and rhubarb.
Rose hips and rhubarb, oh?
He's got to be taking better care of
Oh,
himself.
my very words, ma'am. Ah, but his sense of duty just pushes aside all my advice.
But his clothes were soaking.
Oh,
Now drink that while it's hot.
Thank you.
drink up, drink up. You must get your rest.
I've warmed your bed up for you, Mr. Johnson.
Oh. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Most kind, most kind. I can see it's going to be difficult for me to leave your charming hospitality when the time comes for me to go.
Joseph Trott, you are under arrest.
The door! You shut the door, you bloody fool!
Oh. Oh. And you've been meeting like this for 2 months?
Well, they won't let me near her.
My father says Joe ain't no better than the pigs he keeps. Thinks he's so superior. Well, he loses any more hay, and he's going to be coming down a peg or two. He don't tell me much, but he's got all his savings in this. I heard him telling Pat.
You sound very bitter.
So you be if you had to live with him. And all the time you're wanting to be someplace else.
Look, you won't tell anyone, will you? They lock her up tighter than a drum when they get wind of this. Then they come looking for me.
Have you told your father?
Oh. Well, he knew there were no sick pig.
You both had motive enough to set the fires separately or together.
I swear we don't know nothing about them. Besides, we was here, see? Both nights.
And the nights to come, most like.
When will it be? Tomorrow night. You were born.
Morning, Constable. I'll get you breakfast.
Oh, I'll be a few minutes. I've got some business to attend to first.
Well, you just call. I'll be waiting.
Come in. Oh, come in, lad, come in. You look as if you'd had a great night. What have you got to tell me?
Nothing much, Inspector. I didn't get a wink of sleep.
Good for you, laddie. Good for you. They didn't do it, and Trott didn't do it. Who did?
I don't know. I've only got 2 more days, Inspector.
Reuben the half-breed. You might try a few inquiries in that direction.
Reuben, the rag and bone man?
He wasn't always that lad. He used to work for Houston until a couple of months ago, until he was discharged. Seems they almost came to blows.
Well, Houston never told...
Bless you, you should get rid of that.
Inspector, do you know why Houston sacked Reuben?
Theft of grain, I'm told.
But how did you find this out?
The first rule of detection, I listened.
Who to?
To a fine lass who likes nothing better than to rattle on while she does her work. Filled with local gossip, and it seems with deep emotion.
Oh. Oh, yes.
Yeah, apparently Reuben lives out back in the bush somewhere. I'm sure Miss Jones would be only too happy to show you the exact location.
You go past the elm tree, comes to a stand of birch.
Birch?
But don't turn there. You wait till you get to the poplars.
Poplars? Oh, yes.
I wish you'd let me come with you and show you the way. I wouldn't want you to get lost.
Where's he going, then? Don't tell me he's going somewhere, doing something for a change.
Reuben's place.
God bless my soul. What do you want to go there for?
Well, just to ask him some questions.
You don't think old Reuben has got anything to do with all this?
Well, he did make threats against Mr. Hewson.
Words, words. You're wasting your time, boy.
I have to investigate every lead, Mr. Jones.
Well, do it tomorrow when he comes to get his bottles. You don't want to go traipsing around in the bush.
I don't think I should leave it till then.
I could show him the way.
You got work enough to do here, girl. Get about it. Well, I won't be stopping you if you said I'm going. Don't go blaming me if you get yourself lost. Waste of time.
All right, you kids, steady down now. Just pull this back, make a little more room. You gonna be sending your hay on to New England now?
What if I could? That Yankee buyer, he don't want it till November.
Oh, no time to be holding hay. Not with a fire raiser running around loose. No time at all. The constable, he find the feller yet?
Him? Well, you got Trot behind bars yet?
No.
Well, I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Mr. Hewson, I wanted to ask you about Reuben. I understand he used to work for you.
Well, you better ask him about that.
I can't find him right now.
Yeah, you couldn't find your feet if you tripped over him.
They say that you and Reuben parted with hard feelings.
So?
Well, what was the reason for that?
Because he was stealing me blind, that's why. Stealing grain. When I caught him red-handed, he tried to pull a knife on me. But I showed him. Took after him with a piece of 2x4. Last I seen of him, he was hightailing it over the fields towards Trot's place there. Would have followed him, too, only Trot was holding a gun. Told me he'd use it if I crossed over. Wait a minute.
What is it?
Why would Trot be protecting Reuben? I told him the man been thieving me. The grain he stole, I got it. You know why we couldn't find no trace of that grain?
No.
Because it were in the stomachs of Trot's pigs, that's why. I was paying his wages, and all the time he was working for Trot.
We don't have any proof of that.
If he was Trot's man then, who's to say he ain't the same now? At night, doing Trot's work for him and firing my barns and...
Pa! Pa! The pigs are loose again!
think that you can go around shooting at my pigs and get away scot-free?
I don't think you meant to kill a pig, Mr. Trot.
Sure I did. It was trespassing.
See?
No, not in the league.
Yeah, well, what about your mongrel dog keeps coming around our place for scraps, huh?
You let him through deliberate.
The first I heard about it was when I heard all that noise.
Trespassing? What are you going to do, shoot us next?
Oh, no.
If I catch after dark, I will.
No, you
All right,
won't.
Houston. All right, you want problems, you want trouble, you got it. I see one horse or one cow of yours over to my side of the fence, and they will have a head left.
You lay
one way or another, you got to pay for it.
You hear what he said, Constable?
Oh, he was just a little worked up.
Worked up, is that what you call it? You deaf or something? He's going to fire another barn tonight.
Oh, I don't think that he meant that he was
We'll be waiting for him this time, all three of us.
3?
Pat and me, we'll cover all our barns between us. You'll have to keep watch on God Blesses from dusk till dawn.
And, take a gun with you.
Oh, I don't think...
Give it a try, then.
And 10... And $5, $1.75, paid in full. Now could I have an official receipt?
Official? Oh, I don't think we have one of those.
Oh, handwritten then, that was nice. Have to keep my accounts in order, eh? Every penny disbursed, every penny received.
Received? Well, it's been none, has there?
Oh, I see you're concerned about my financial welfare. Have no fear, Mr. Jones. Have no fear at all. Jeremiah Johnson is not a man to leave his bills unpaid.
Giving you commercial rates, I am.
Oh, that's very good of you.
I don't know that I should be. Funny sort of salesman you are, if I may say so.
Funny?
Was sitting in here all day with your bottles, never going out. Last salesman we had round, he walked 10 miles a day, rain or shine, and with his bottles.
Never fear, sir. I shall be abroad soon. Merely taking a short respite from my labors.
I'm beginning to wonder if you are who you say you are. You don't seem to be very interested in old Mrs. Hogarth and her rheumatism. Oh. You said you would attend to her right away. Well, when are you going to do it?
Oh, she shall have a jar of my special unguent. It's in my bedroom. I shall deliver it immediately, in person.
About time, too.
I seem to have sprained my ankle. What wretched ill fortune. Oh.
Are you all right now, Mr. Johnson?
Ah, much better, most kind.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
It's the wrong leg, Da.
Eh?
Well, it's the other leg. That's the one he hurt.
She's right, quite right. I didn't want to mention it, though. Of course, this other one is still a little tender. Very observant, my good lady.
Well, blood went gently down now.
Just when I was planning to go from house to house. Oh, poor Mrs. What's her name?
Hogarth.
Oh, poor Mrs. Hogarth. I'll just have to send around a free bottle.
Look, Mr. Johnson.
Oh, hey, fluid lightning, a remarkable remedy.
For muscle strains and bruises taken turning.
Oh, yes.
Just what you need. You better take some now.
What now?
Before the swelling starts.
Drink up now.
You don't want to get all puffed up, do you?
No, of course
One
not.
of your own remedies.
No. I don't call it fluid lightning for nothing.
Nick of time, son.
I didn't see no one.
Better check the other barns, quick!
Reuben! Stop! I saw you! It's not possible. They didn't even go in.
Another ill wind it is for Hewson and his hay, to be sure. Not for me. No, not at all. A new barn, it means. A bigger and better one with the insurance money. Oh, yes, indeed.
God bless, what am I gonna do?
Get out of the district, go to Kingston. Wait till it all blows over.
They think it was me that did the fire.
Well, don't let them find you then. We don't want that constable asking questions.
What about that stuff in the bush?
It's well hid. Well, I'll get a message to you when the time's right.
Just found it in the nick of time. When are you going to arrest that half-breed?
Well, I've got a hue and cry out
I'm
for
sending in a complaint about you to the Attorney General himself. You won't be getting another position in a hurry, I can promise you that.
But he didn't go into the barn, Mr. Hewson.
With a lit fuse round the back, he didn't have no need, did he?
I'll help you patrol tonight.
I ain't letting you guard none of my barns. Wouldn't surprise me none if you spent the whole time sleeping.
Oh, no,
Proof of the pudding, Constable, is in the eating. What with my hay and God bless his other barn gone up in smoke,
Ooh. Good God in heaven.
Is it bad?
Bad? Brought the belly of a cast-iron stove. Dodge, I think you've unearthed a profitable business between our friend Reuben and our host, Mr. Jones.
I have?
An illicit still. Reuben brews and God bless buys.
Inspector, you mean it wasn't Reuben who set the fire?
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Of course, we still don't know who it was that did do it.
An admission of fact. Sound deductive reasoning. You're learning fast.
Well, that's because you're here, Inspector. You'll make me think differently.
Confidence, laddie. That's the most important thing. Oh, bless you. That's an awful cold you've got. Seems to come and go. Hay fever, perhaps.
Well, I've never had hay fever.
A reaction to something. Dogs, cats.
Well, I used to get it when I was a boy playing in the cellar.
Damp. Mold.
But I haven't been in any cellars here. No damp places either.
You weren't sneezing before you came to Fenroy.
No. I'm sure it's not a cold, Inspector. It's a tickle in the nose just now and then. Inspector, Mr. Hewson says he's going to write the Attorney General about me.
Mold.
I checked the back of the barn about an hour earlier. I'm sure there wasn't any fuse wire then.
Where did Hewson buy his hay?
Buy it?
Well, this isn't hay country.
Oh. Ripperton County, he said.
It's possible that it's spontaneous combustion. Find one of the farms where Hewson bought the hay. Take a guide with you, somebody that knows the district.
A guide?
Oh, she'll be delighted.
You ever dream, Charlie? I don't often, but I had one last night. I did. Clear as a bell it was, and I was in this kitchen, and I was cooking supper, and there was a fire there, and all these little children playing around my feet, and we were watching the door as if we were waiting for somebody. And then he came in, and there was a smile on his face, and his arms were outstretched, and he was in uniform, Charlie. Do you think you know what it means?
Sure you know what you're doing, son?
I just need you to watch the Hewsons. If they leave the place to come after me, can you do something to keep them here?
I dare say I can think of something. Well,
Better get about your business.
So he purchased 2 acres of grass from you?
Yep.
How long was it lying in the fields after cutting?
Oh, a day.
Was it turned?
Nope.
So it didn't have time to dry out before it was baled?
Nope.
But that'd make it turn moldy, wouldn't it?
If you leaves it too long, but Houston, he was sending it to New England this week.
This week? But he didn't. It's still there in his barns.
Not what he said to me. He shouldn't have bailed it then. Ah, well, it's his hay. He can do what he wants with it.
It's on fire.
Not yet, it ain't.
But it's smoking.
It's steaming hot.
Why are you spreading it like that?
Well, we don't want no spontaneous combustion, do I?
Oh, no, of course not. Mr. Watson, what is spontaneous combustion?
Well, now, all them juices in the grass, they makes the hay ferment in the pile. You knows what fermenting is?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, you gotta let the air get at it from time to time. Dry it out a bit.
What happens if you don't?
It's hot, that's what. Hotter and hotter till you gets the first spark.
And then it all catches fire.
Well, unless you catches it in time.
That must have been what happened to Mr. Houston's hay. There wasn't any arsonist. It was spontaneous combustion all the time. We've got to tell him so he can get the rest of his hay outside.
Oh, you are clever, Mr. Dodge. Charlie.
Came right out of my hand, it did.
God bless my soul.
Mixed it with whiskey, just like you said.
2 drops.
3 times a day I've been doing it.
Oh, nothing to worry about, sir. It's just the new hair starting up.
Starting up?
Yeah, well, it has to push the old hair out first.
So it's quite normal what's been happening.
Nothing wrong with the hair restorer, so long as the whiskey's pure.
Pure?
Oh, yes, has to be pure whiskey. Just like the bottle you've been using, that rot-gut stuff. Oh, that'd be really dangerous.
Dangerous?
Oh, yes, day-old stuff. Oh, eat right through the skull into the brain. Messy, very messy.
God bless my soul.
Just keep rubbing it on.
Just bring her back, understand? And I don't want you touching young Trot. I'll take care of him later.
I'll catch him.
Get moving, then.
Watching the barns.
I got some news for him.
All right, Houston. I know what your game is now. I know you're in here, firing your own hay and all.
Well, Trot, You done me a real favor. Now they won't be asking who the arsonist is. There won't be much of you left, but it'll be enough.
Now, you stay here. I'll be right back. Mr. Hewson, I am placing you under arrest for arson, insurance fraud, and attempted murder. Hold out your hands. Where was I?
Hewson.
Oh, yes, of course. And Hewson got all the hay baled and ready to go when the American buyer told him he didn't want it for 2 months. Well, of course, Hewson knew that it would all go moldy by then and he'd lose every penny. The insurance money would at least cover what he paid for it.
That's what I think, too.
And now, Constable, thank you to be running this scoundrel out of town. Look!
He did that?
Say no more, Constable. Jeremiah Johnson is not a man to outstay his welcome. I'll pack immediately. Do you intend that I should walk to the station?
Oh, no, of course not. I'll drive you.
His ankle got better just like that. The fluid lightning, it worked.
Well, he did say he was feeling better.
I could come with you, Charlie. We could have a picnic on the way back.
I'm afraid not. It's official business. He might get violent.
Well, you'll be careful, won't you?
That's what I'm trained to do. He won't try anything with me. And if he does, he'll soon find out who's in charge.
Oh, Charlie.
I think the whiskey was at fault. If I were you, I'd take it up with my supplier.